right, I'm going to call the meeting. I'm going to call the meeting to order at 7:02. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, would the board members who are hybrid please introduce yourself? Dave, you want to start? David?
There you go.
Say your name and the town you represent, please.
Sure, I'm David Cornwell, I represent the town of Wallingford.
Great. Matthew? You have to unmute, and can you say your name and the town you represent?
Matt Ringer, Clarendon.
Thank you. Any other board members up there? Okay. All right. Approval of the agenda. We have a couple of changes before I ask for a motion to approve the agenda. We are not going to cover the bylaw amendment that's listed under personnel. And under finance, we're going to talk about the budget transfers. So would someone like to make a motion with those changes?
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda with the aforementioned changes.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Seconded.
Ned, okay. Any discussion? Okay, all in favor? Boop, boop. Okay, unanimous. Rebecca's taking minutes tonight. Thank you, Rebecca. Do we have any public input? Hearing none. Okay, approval of the minutes from 5/20/26. Would someone like to make a motion to approve those minutes?
I'll make a motion, or go ahead.
Oh, Ned,
So moved.
okay.
Second.
Second. Any discussion? Okay, all in favor?
I'm going to abstain.
Abstain? Okay, so it's all in favor, and Kim is abstaining, Rebecca. Okay. All right. Hey, did you know you were going to be so quick? Welcome, Addie. You're up. Looking forward to hearing from you.
Hi, this is my last presentation for this school year. But I plan to attend as many meetings as possible during the summer and then of course next school year. I'm excited to continue the work with the school board in my junior and senior years here at Mill River. The last few events of the school year have been incredibly successful in our goal to better the community and our atmosphere. The 50th celebration was a great success. All of the speakers, performances, and tours, some given by our students in their marching uniforms, connected all age groups to our school. I know a student personally that was saying, who was giving the tour, and he said it was super fun because he got to see many of the people, and they got to say, tell old stories of when they were at Mill River for how many years it was. As well, graduation was a wonderful event. We heard Ms. Geary speak, and many students came out to see our seniors move on to their next chapter. And I'm sure Chance will talk about this, but our combined MSJ and Mill River baseball team won the state championship. And I know there was even a fan bus to go up and see them because they got to go to the cool stadium, and there was just a lot of support, which was really cool to see. Overall, as I was saying, the year has been hugely successful in bringing people closer together and celebrating the learning environment that is our school. More people attended games and more people came to support all students, which was great to see. Just overall, it felt more like everyone was coming to every single event, even if they weren't a part of it. Then next, I would like to personally thank everybody for allowing me to have this opportunity and experience this year. I have received my 0.5 civics credit for this year, and I hope to encourage more student representatives to join through our Plan B, Ms. Geary's plan. This project has given me many opportunities that I'm very grateful for, like speaking with Senator Bernie Sanders and being a part of a webinar of many student representatives across the state. This has given me a meaningful insight for my goals in the future and how to share them with more people. With many people on this board I personally worked with, like Mr. Ruck and Ms. Geary, it's just been a really cool new learning curve and a great experience this year. I hope to extend more help to the board by allowing another representative to come. And I also love to extend how I help the board in a different way. Like now that I know what the meetings are like and what goes on, I'd like to try to help even more in any way possible that is applicable. Thank you for this experience, and I look forward to continue to serve in this role this summer and the remaining years at Norwood.
Thank you. Does anybody have any comments or questions for Addie? Thank you, Addie. And our next job is to find another student representative. So we're waiting for the new principal to come on board to kind of push that. Mm-hmm. All right. Thank you so much. That was a great report. All right. After school programming update.
All right, let me go ahead and share my screen, hopefully.
Can you introduce yourself, please?
Yeah, let me turn on my microphone as well.
Yeah, no, that's all right. You don't have to do 3 things at once.
Oh, turning that right off. Hopefully everybody can hear
Do
me.
you want to come sit over here by one of the mics?
That was a really bad noise. Pardon me. That's okay. Good evening, everybody. My name is Teresa Sayre. I'm the After-School Program Director for Mill River. I support the after-school activities at all 5 of our schools, as well as our summer camp program. And unfortunately, my camera is conveniently not working. So you get to look at my screen, which is probably a lot more pleasant thing to see. So I'll be sharing some updates with you about what's going on with our after-school programs and a little bit about what's happening in our state. One of the probably most notable changes for us this year was how we registered students for after-school. Previously, students would register without indicating how many days they would attend or if they would attend at all. They would just sign up for after school. And we would bill them in arrears, so they would sort of play and then pay. And it was really difficult for staff to have a sense of who would be attending so that they could staff appropriately, buy sufficient supplies. And our goal is to have consistent attendance. Like nobody would drop in on a soccer team or a football team or scouts. You're attending a program, and that's what after school is. It's a program, an enrichment program. So we wanted to start to shift the way folks thought about after school, and not just like a convenient babysitter when I'm running late, but this is a program that has multiple benefits, social, emotional, and academic, for your students. And have it be more aligned with state billing processes and really just how things happen in our field in general. Most after-school programs don't just let you drop in. You have to choose from some type of plan. So that's what we did this year. We had 3 different plans that families could select. A full-time plan, which includes every potential program day in a year that a family could participate in, and each month's fees are based on those number of program days. So, months with large number of program days were higher, lower program days were lower, and it was $9 a day for the first child and $7 for the second. And then there were 2 part-time plans. So there was a 12-day-a-month part-time plan that was a flat rate of $108, and then a 4-day-month part-time plan that was a flat rate of $48. If students over-enrolled or over-attended a month, the practice was to bill them for the next higher plan, but people didn't really over-attend. They, generally speaking, selected the plan that met their needs and stuck with that plan. The biggest change were for families that never attended except for an emergency, because there is no drop-in plan at all, they would have to at least select that part-time plan of 4 days a month if they would like the convenience of being able to send their child when they need to send them. We have to maintain records of all the students for licensing purposes. And it's difficult to make sure that their immunizations are up to date. Coming down the pipe at us could potentially be well-child exams for after school, as well as billing. A lot of folks would come, but since they hardly ever showed up, they would not pay their bills, and we don't have a great way to collect that. So we try to eliminate this notion that we're a drop-in service, and encourage folks to send their children. We want to see your kids. Please send them. We would love to see them as much as possible. So that was something that at the end of last school year, the site directors at each of our schools spoke with families about to help get input from them and share with them that this change was coming. We modified a few things like the full-time plan, having it be monthly variable as opposed to like spreading it out across the year. So we tried to get feedback from them before we rolled this out because it was a pretty big change for a lot of our families. And we did notice the changes that we were hoping for. With the number of total enrolled kids came down, which is what we wanted because we had a lot of what we called phantom kids on our books, students who signed up but we never saw them. And of course, they're always the ones that licensing pulls their file when they visit and there's something missing, and now we're trying to chase this family down to get that documentation. But our attendance is higher at some of our smaller sites. Tinmouth, our average was 10. Wallingford's numbers in Clarendon stayed relatively stable. And then Shrewsbury, we had a record number of students accessing child care financial assistance, which financially is a great bonus for us because we receive far more from the state than we do for parent pay. So that was really helpful for Shrewsbury to, for the first time in a long time, contribute to our bottom line and not be a cost center. So that was a huge change for Shrewsbury's programming. And camp is on target this year as well. We have, we anticipate the average attendance will be around 50 with 56 students registered. And the CCFA is how many students out of the number registered and attending have child care financial assistance, because that's really what pays for the program is child care financial assistance. Parent pay is just a tiny fraction of our revenue for after school. There were a couple, whoops, apparently that moves that around. There were a couple other pluses for our revenue stream. We received a $12,000 grant from Vermont After School Association. Those funds help pay for some students who don't qualify for staff to support them in after school. We were able to hire staff to come in and provide supports for them so they could be successful in the after school program, and also a nutrition and cooking program. So helping the students to learn about healthy food choices and how to prepare foods and invite families in on that process. Another plus for us financially was, thank you, Jessica Casey, because she carried a lot of this work. Our snack, we serve snack and after school program. And this year our snack was funded through the National School Lunch Program's after school snack program, which pays for some administrative costs as well as the cost of the food. So that alleviates like thousands of dollars from our expenses because we're able to get reimbursed for those snacks that we serve. So that was super helpful. And normally I ordered all that stuff and it'd come to my office and the site directors had to come and take it to their site. So it was so convenient for them to have the food service staff prepare and serve those meals. It just made much more sense for the food service staff to do that since they already have inventory in stock and a wider range of products at their disposal than I would have. And at camp, we're offering the summer food service program, which is another state and federal funded program. So we'll serve a morning snack to the students as well as a lunch. With some of the changes at the state level with child care funding, all of our programs I'm projecting will exceed revenue goals. Some of them, especially the smaller sites, like almost doubling what we had projected for revenue because there were more students that qualified for child care financial assistance and the rate of reimbursement for our child care financial assistance increased. So, of course, until the books close, we won't see everything, but I'm extremely optimistic about the way that will look. Here at Mill River, Tony and I were there with the student athletes again after school every day, which is great, a little wild, but in the best way possible. Primarily middle school students, cross-country and track were typically the students that we would see after school because their practices started a little bit later. The other teams, either their practice started sooner or they're older kids, so they just get out of here and do whatever it is high school students do during that time. We would have anywhere from 25 to 55 students per day. In partnership with Jody, we were able to fund our rock climbing team. Jody was able to get some grants and after school, and the grants funded, there were at least 24 members. I know that they came back and Zach asked for if we could fund a couple more students. So it seemed like the rock climbing club was pretty robust this year. And then our Lego robotics team, our first Lego team, which is spearheaded by Scott and Karen McCullough. That operated again this year, and so we were able to use after-school funds to help pay for those team costs, competition costs. They just have a lot of stuff that they need for that program. It's an amazing program. But one of the things that we do with some of the surplus that any sites can generate helps to offset the costs here at the high school. So we can, I think about our program as K through 12 is a program. And so we have cost centers like the high school where we don't charge the students for the services that they receive, but we also have revenue generating. So the same way a normal nonprofit would operate with cost centers and revenue generating centers is the way that I like to think about our K through 12 activities. So that's a little snapshot. Summer camp will start June 29th, so feels like tomorrow. And
I'll just say about Cephalus Squad, there's no way without that after-school support that team would be able to run. And they were able to go to Rhode Island to compete and to UVM to compete. And they're competing against schools that have a lot of money. And in Rhode Island, our students were able to get into the finals, and they're competing against schools that have $100,000 robots, and their robot is not. So
they were very resourceful.
But and without that support, they couldn't do that.
I had a question about the part-time, like the 4-day a week. So it's
A month, yeah.
Or, I mean, a month, that's what I meant. And I guess the other was what, 9 days or 8 days?
Up to 12 days. So it's
12.
4 days, 12 days, and then every potential
So if somebody
program.
opts to do that, a parent, do they have to tell you in advance what those days are? Or is it de facto drop-in?
Yes, and. So the registration goes through a program we call ProCare, which is what we use for all of our administrative tasks. So that's centralized for all of our schools. So I create the registrations, ensure compliance, and I publish that out to our families in the community. So parents will register and they will pick one of those plans on the registration form. And the site directors have access to all that information. But each site director has a different system that they use for parents to inform them what days per month their students are going to be there. Because even the full-time kids won't be there all the time. There's doctor's appointments or sports activities that might pull them out. So best case is we always want to know who we should expect. That way nobody accidentally gets sent home on a bus or out in a car line or somehow misconnected. And each site has a grassroots way of doing that just based on the size of the school and the history that the site director has with collecting that information.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm forgetting the language, but the stipend from the state or the federal.
Child care financial assistance?
Is that help also, it lowers the cost for the families too?
Oh, yeah, greatly. I mean, $9 a day is extraordinarily inexpensive for after-school programming. Typically, you're looking at anything from 15, 25 more per day for a paid program. So, yeah, and there are far more, especially depending on the school, more students qualify for child care financial assistance now because the state has pushed back those income bracket guidelines. So we really encourage families to apply. The state's concept with child care financial assistance isn't just paying the fees, it's supporting the programs because Governor Scott's pretty passionate about growing the infrastructure necessary for childcare in our state, because there's really a lack of it. And so it's really a paradigm shift for the state in thinking about how we're funding and building services for families.
And so if you qualify sometimes or is it something different, that reduces the cost for the parents from $9 to something lower? It goes
Usually if they qualify, so as an example, maybe full-time for a week would be $45, just to like break it down, even though we don't bill weekly. The state pays $200 to $350 a week for a child to participate in after school.
And the parents pay nothing?
Nothing, yeah.
Got it. Okay, that was
Yeah.
what I was trying to
There,
understand.
there is parent pay or family pay, but that more often applies to infants and toddlers, because the cost of infants or toddler care, it can be like $1,000. So then you'll really see that parent pay or family pay come into play. But for our families, even if there is a family pay portion, the state is still paying the cost of the program. So yeah, and if they qualify, then we just don't charge them anyways, because there's no need to charge them. If they go through the effort of applying, we're not going to, ask them to pay a family pay portion.
Anybody else have any questions for Teresa?
I thought that was a great presentation.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I felt like it was a little bit of good news and
Yes.
a lot of bad news times. So thank you.
You're very welcome.
No, I have to say too, she does a wonderful
No,
job.
no, just-
It's, the cost is reasonable for families.
Oh, yeah. No,
Yeah,
it's-
for
right?
sure.
Even if they have to self-pay,
Yeah,
it's
It's great.
$9.
Right.
no, it's great.
That's the cost of a latte these days.
Yeah, right?
Are you telling me I can't have my latte? No.
Nope.
Okay.
You gotta
All
send
right.
me to an after-school program.
All right, so we're going to move on, and we're going to get a sports update from Chance. Welcome.
All right, share my screen. All right, first I just want to say thank you to everyone. I had an amazing time my first year here. The kids were great, the coaches were great, parents were absolutely great, the support staff here with administration was absolutely great. I felt so supportive through anything that was going on. I felt everyone had my back and everyone really wanted to get involved and wanted the best possible outcome. So I just want to thank everyone. Really means a lot to me being here. So just going to be going over a few things just from the year as a whole. So in the fall, we saw about 170 students participating in athletics. Winter went down to around 160, and spring around to 150. And that's normal with athletics, especially with the teams that we were offered during the year, especially with the teams in the fall being higher numbered sports, such as like middle school football and high school football. But in the winter, we saw a huge increase in participation in our snowboarding team, and all credit there to Coach Roach. He does a great job with that program. They, I think, had around 25 kids. He started that program, maybe 5 kids, so he's growing it. He's doing a great job. Our spring totals went down a little bit more, but we also only, previous years we had maybe 2 teams for middle school baseball. This year we had 1. We were lucky to bring up a bunch of 8th graders to compete at the JV level, which was great. And just going over the highlights from the fall, winter, and spring, starting off number 1 overall with Matty Surfin. He had a great golf season. Ben Lazader, first place at SVL High School Championships. Eliza Ruck, second place, SVL Middle School Championships. This is great stuff, especially seeing in the middle school program, us being represented with those top schools, those big schools around here. It's great to see our kids competing at that level. Our varsity boys soccer team advanced to the state semifinals. They blew everyone's expectations out of the water. That's a very young team. They went up against a great Twin Valley team in that semifinals who went on to win the championship. But there's so much hope for this program going up, and I can't wait to see these kids compete these next 4 or 5 years. Varsity football advanced to the state quarterfinals, went against the great Bellows Falls team that ended up winning the championship as well. Lost about 4 or 5 kids from graduation, but we have a huge 8th grade class coming in, I think around 15 to 17 kids. So we're going to be seeing a lot of numbers growing with that program. Our varsity cheer back on top, state championship. That was awesome to see. Those girls had a great season, and pretty much every competition they went to, I was getting updates that we're walking home with the championship. So they had a great season as well. Wrestling, any competition they went to, any time I was talking to Coach Allen, it was multiple top 3 finishes, and that was great to see. And they really expanded their competition this year. Went to a couple tournaments in New Hampshire, went to a couple in Massachusetts, New York. So they're going against these bigger schools in these other states, and they're having a lot of success. Wrestling, senior Ethan Patch finished third place at the state tournament, and he achieved 100 career wins here. It's not something that we've had, I believe, since 2013, 2015. So that was a great accomplishment. Our very own Coach Allen, Vermont State Coach of the Year and Section 1 Coach of the Year. That's a huge accomplishment for him. We're great to have him. He loves growing this sport. He brought on 2 girls this year who are starting to wrestle, and they did a great job qualifying for nationals. And he wants to keep growing it more. He wants more people to be wrestling. He's growing that program. He's doing a great job with it. Very happy to have him and lucky to have him as our coach. We had 2 JV state champions this year between Colton Jones and Jamison Ummel, both young freshmen, and I'm excited to see what they're going to be able to do in these next few years. And our varsity track team, I was in constant communication with Coach Nelson, and he sent me some stats that made me very happy about this team. I think they have a great future. They had 6 individual qualifiers at New England's, 15 high school individual state qualifiers, 13 school record broken, 12 podium finishes, and 3 podium finishes at the state meet. That program, from the spring to the winter, he kept adding on more kids. I think at the end we were sitting around 25 kids. One of our biggest rosters throughout the spring and the winter. So he's done a great job with that, and our kids training each day. They're getting better out there, and they're utilizing the facilities. Between Coach Peterson reaching out to some of his connections, ended up getting us a couple crash pads. So now our kids are able to train for more competitions, try new things, and be able to now qualify for other aspects. Highlights continued. As you can see, it's a great year. Jaden Picklick finished 3rd overall in slopestyle at the Vermont State Championships, and Colin McLean finished 2nd place, best overall rider at the state championships. Again, that snowboarding program is doing great things, growing it, and being able, they practice weekdays here. They do a lot of stuff here where kids are working. So they built a couple of ramps and rails out in the back over there, and they're using that little slope down by the baseball field. I'm in my office and I hear them all outside just going down. They have a great time out there, and it's awesome to see them do that. Added in as well, one of our clubs, the rock climbing, 2nd place junior high indoor climbing championships, 3rd place high school indoor climbing championships, and 3rd place at the middle school climbing championships. I think it's great that a lot of our athletes are doing these clubs and being able to participate in something that they honestly love to do outside of the main sports that we offer here. So I wanted to add that in because it's an amazing accomplishment. We got the trophies in the case, and it's great to walk past those every day. And as mentioned before, yes, our member-to-member baseball team with MSJ brought home the Division IV state championship. What an atmosphere that was at Centennial Field. Both flags flying, everyone, the fan bus coming in, the celebration at the end. That was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for those kids, and that was amazing to see it. The smiles, the reaction, the tears from the parents, all that team coming together, and big shout out with MSJ being bringing it, having this connection with them. I think we all said it together. We couldn't have done it without each other. That was great to see that, and super proud of that team and everything they accomplished. Another young team there, so excited to see what they do for these next few years. Our unified basketball team brought home the SVL A Division championship. That was an awesome season. We had some great turnouts at those games. We had a 2 o'clock game where plenty of the students, faculty, and staff all showed up to cheer them on. What an atmosphere that was for them. That was honestly one of the biggest highlights for me, being able to see that, giving them the opportunity to play in front of that crowd, playing in front of their friends, their peers, their teachers. Oh, that was absolutely awesome. Our varsity softball team, SVL D Division co-champs and a state quarterfinal appearance. State quarterfinals played against a tough West Rutland team that went on to win the state championship, but super proud of those girls and everything they accomplished this year. I had the opportunity to help with pitchers and catchers at the beginning of the year when their coaches were away, and that was a great group of girls. They were so involved, so into it, and so motivated to get that season started, and there was high hopes right from the start. We knew that team was gonna do well, and losing two key pieces of that team with our two seniors leaving, but a lot of good incoming young athletes coming up in that program. So been talking to their coach a lot, and there's high expectations for them going forward. The varsity baseball and member-to-member won the SVL D Division champs. Was a great push going into playoffs. They had a little tough start to the year, but really found their groove, going into the playoffs, making that push, and bringing home the championship. At the end of each season, our coaches would go to the league meetings, submit athletes to be recognized as either first team, second team, or honorable mention for the league. And we were well represented in all of our leagues. It was great to see our athletes up there in that first team, second team, and honorable mentions. They're a great group of kids, great group of athletes, and I'm proud to be able to look at those and read in the Rutland Herald of all of our kids being mentioned in there as these all-stars and these selects. And another great thing, we have 3 athletes who will continue their academic and athletic careers at the collegiate level. Maddie Schaefer's going to play golf at St. Lawrence. Ethan Patch is going to be going to wrestle at Norwich. And Tucker Moody is going to be playing football at Framingham State. It's going to be great to see these 3 compete over the next 4 years, and look forward to following them in their collegiate career. So next thing going up is our field and gym upgrades. Field has been looking great already. Huge shout out to everyone who was a part of that process, getting it ready. It's looking great out there. From what I understand, they are going to be coming out to roll it again and seed it again. Right now, Mother Nature has been treating us very well with this rain and then beautiful sunny and 75 days. The well has also been going great, so that field is looking really sharp, and we're excited about it. The new gym floor, they've been here for the last week or so. They pulled that whole floor out, getting started on, and now going to start working, putting that new gym together. It's going to be a very similar design, wood floor again as the previous one, and we're looking at a time frame of end of August that it'll be fully complete. Really excited to give these athletes these new opportunities and make these upgrades to show that we care about them. We want them playing on the best possible surfaces, and that we're really investing into their experience over here for the next 4 or 5 years. In addition with that, our locker rooms are going to be getting a nice deep clean throughout this summer. They're going to be getting painted. We got new benches, a lot of signage that's going to be going up on the walls in there. So a lot of great stuff and a lot of great upgrades. And again, couldn't have had this possible without the staff and administration here. They've been so supportive throughout all of this. And just some final remarks and updates going into the fall of 2026. We have 2 new head coaches. Matthew Parker is going to be taking over as the varsity girls soccer coach. Extremely excited about him taking over this program. He has tons of energy, very defensive-oriented coach, and he's very committed into the team culture, team chemistry, and the overall well-being of our athletes. I think he's going to do a great job with this program in his first year, and really excited to see them hit the ground running on Monday with their summer workouts getting started. Sam Brochu is going to be taking over as the varsity golf coach. Really excited about this one as well. He's, again, very into the team chemistry. And one of the things I really liked talking with him about was the course management of our athletes, making sure no matter where we go, we respect the course, respect where we're going, respect our teammates, number one, and who we're going up against. We want to be asked to come to these courses because these kids, they get to play at some of the best courses in the state, so we want to be continue to come back and be asked to come back because of our sportsmanship and the way we hold ourselves accountable when we play at these courses. So super excited for him to get started, and I think he's going to have a great first year with these kids. Fall athletics registration is open. We would like to have our athletes sign up before August 10th, just so that August 10th is the first start date for football, and then August 13th is the first start date for the rest of our sports. So we'd like to have kids sign up before then so we can get all their information together and pass down to the coaches so we have emergency contacts, any type of physicals or anything like that. So please, if you haven't signed up yet, please get on top of that. And another thing we're very hopeful is adding some JV programs this year. With the numbers of our incoming 8th graders and our returners, we are very hopeful that we're going to be able to run a JV boys soccer team and a JV girls soccer team, as well as adding more JV football games next year. I think it's a crucial piece of any athletic department to have these JV programs. It's hard to ask a bunch of freshmen or 8th graders coming right up to compete at the varsity level going against some 17, 18-year-olds when they're 14. So we're very hopeful that we're going to be able to have these programs, give them the experience to start building their skill right away at the high school level, and that they're going to have a bright future and be able to play against some really good competition. We're offering our all-season workouts and skill sessions. Our basketball programs have started. Our boys soccer and girls soccer, football, cross country look to start things up next week. It's awesome that they're going to be being able to start so early, and we're excited to be able to have them go out there and get to work right away. These are 100% optional. Nothing that happens during these workouts can be held against you to any fault. So if you have some vacations, you're missing some games, missing some practices, that's completely fine. We offer these just for you to come out there, and if you want to work, we have these opportunities for you. And really excited just to be able to have them here over the summer. It's been a little bit quiet these last few days without them, so looking forward to be able to come down to the gyms, going down to the fields, and seeing them out there working hard already. But then again, thank you for everyone who's been so supportive in my first year here. It was a blast. Everyone was great, and really looking forward to keep building on these highlights from this year and keep those coming. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody have any questions or?
I had a question.
Yeah.
So if you do add JV programs, like you have enough people, do you have enough coaching staff? If you have that, just because that would be additional.
Yes, I believe we have enough. Definitely have enough. Some in-house candidates who would definitely be able to come up and fill those roles. And definitely have a lot of people interested in also helping out with those programs as well. We have a ton of support, and really looking forward to hopefully being able to add these programs.
Okay. I have a question. Do some coaches like support doing any like volunteering stuff with the team, or is that like totally like just based on like a coach and if they're up for it, or is that something that we encourage?
Absolutely. I know we tried to get our baseball and softball teams to help out with the Wallingford and the Clarendon fields this year. Unfortunately, the day that it was, our baseball, I think both of them had a scrimmage or a game that day, so it was unfortunate. But going into next year, going to be working with all the coaches to be able to plan these community give-backs, community service projects, and to be able to show support to them after they show up every day and support them on the field. So we want to be able to give back to the community that has given so much.
I have 2 examples. So the cross-country team will take green up bags and clean while they run.
Nice.
And when those crash pads were ready, Art said the kids needed to drive up with him to get them. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't the kids who do the jumps because the point was like, take care of your teammates.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Chance.
Yes, thank you very much.
Yeah, excellent presentation.
Yes, thank you. Oh, Stan will be coming in and talk to us about the heating oil and propane bids. We're watching.
Teresa. You must be telepathic.
Yeah, he does like that.
Have a good evening, everybody.
Bye, Teresa.
Thank you. Should be painful.
It's not, actually, the bids, I believe they're under our, under what we budgeted, so.
Good evening. When I originally told Cheryl to put the heating bids on the agenda, I really didn't think I'd be bringing it at this tonight, but turns out you had some news over the weekend, so things have improved, so that you have a decision to make. The first one we can cover is the propane bid, and that's a little more straightforward. We only got one bid, because we usually only get one bid. It's Irving. Irving owns our propane tanks. When they did the capital bond project, they actually bid out the tanks and the installation of the tanks. Irving won that bid. So at some point, whenever we get tired of Irving, we would have to, buy the tanks from them. But at the moment, they seem to be, I've got a good relationship with the representative, and they seem to be taking care of us each year and not taking advantage of the situation that they own the tanks. Their bid this year was 1.438, which is only 1/1000th of a cent higher than what was last year's. So last year's bid was 1.437. And this year's it's 1.438. So I would recommend to the board to make a motion to accept the propane bid for next year with Irving Energy.
Someone like to make that motion?
I'll make that motion.
And second? Ned? Okay. Any discussion or questions?
I just have a question. I want to make sure I understand what I'm seeing on the sheet here. So their bid will come out as $35,950, and we budgeted $47,550?
Right. I always leave a cushion because we're doing this in October of the previous year.
I'm kind of astonished, actually, considering the current world situation.
Yeah, so if something had happened, that we would have had some cushion there with the way the prices were going about a month ago, so.
Okay, so we're under budget, basically.
Right, on that, yeah.
That's great.
Now, on the heating oil.
Oh, wait, we gotta.
Oh, I'm
we gotta
sorry,
vote.
I'm
That's
sorry.
okay. All in favor? Any opposed? Unanimous. Okay, now.
The second one is the heating oil at Shrewsbury, Timoth, and the high school. The high school has a backup system here. We ended up getting two bids, one from our current vendor, Champlain Valley Plumbing and Heating, and Irving Energy. Champlain came in at the lower bid of $328. Things are still a little iffy in regards to their, isn't any kind of official deal out there. So either A, I'm recommending to accept the bid, but the board can reject the bid and still maybe wait. We still can wait until the middle of next July, or the next board meeting, to do another bid if that's so pleases everybody. But right now, the price is $328 at the low bid. The only other caveat that I would throw in there is Champlain, Bill Heffernan, the owner, has always given us downside protection if prices are stable. So like this past year, the price was $285 for us, but we were paying mainly $240, $245 for the whole year until things went a little crazy. He's always been good to that. There's only one time that he did not honor it. It was that year where things went up to about $5, and it was at a time where there was no way of predicting the market. So he said, he told us up front that he more than likely wouldn't be able to give us the downside protection that year. But, through the years, that company has probably saved the districts around $150,000 probably in expenses by not holding us to the contract price.
Wow.
So on that one, again, my recommendation would be to accept the bid. I still think there's a little too much iffiness out there in regards to fuel and the inventory of fuel as to whether or not, prices will continue to drop or go back up.
We need a motion.
We need a motion.
I'll make a motion to accept the bid.
Okay. Second, Ned? Thank you. Okay, any questions or?
I have a question.
Oh, who is up there?
Josh.
Josh. Okay, well, Gray, then Josh. Go ahead, Gray.
So I just want to understand what the reasoning behind or potentially not accepting the bid now is that, at least in theory, the price could go down.
Right, and, I asked, the two companies that always respond, and they said, yeah, you still could go out to bid in the middle of July, and they would give us a contract.
But on the other hand, the price could also go up.
Right.
So the advantage of taking the bid now is that we lock in that price.
Lock in that price and stay under budget.
And stay under budget. Okay, that answers my question, thank you.
Josh?
I was just wondering if it was a colder winter, but in Tinmouth and Shrewsbury, they both had the new heat pumps in. Was there a noticeable reduction in use of heating oil up at those schools?
No, but it didn't go up, which was good.
Okay.
Because everybody, because the other schools, that actually usage went up. We actually exceeded our propane purchases for the other school that we normally do around 25, and we did about 28 to 29,000 gallons of propane this past winter.
So the heat pumps helped offset the excessively cold winter,
Correct.
Effectively.
Right. Which then saw another increase in the electricity bill. That's another story.
Yeah, but that's a more stable number
Yeah, right.
to predict on. Anybody else have any input, questions? Okay, hearing none. All in favor? Okay, any opposed? Seeing none? Unanimous. There you go.
And then the last one is diesel for the buses. This one, and since I've been here, we've only had one company commit a fixed price for diesel, and they probably will never do that again. Because the price skyrocketed, and we were paying probably about $2.20 a gallon. So every year, we get this, from Champlain, Vallejo, Rutland Rack, plus 25 cents, Irving Energy, Daily, Argus Rack, 20.27 cents. What does that mean? Nothing to me. In the past, so I asked, I went out and reached out to them and asked, what would today's price be based on what you're asking? Irving's price today would have been $3.45. Champlain's would have been $3.50. Now, I asked my friend AI, what he or she saw in regards to this type of pricing. They said, very hard to predict. If things stayed stable, the Valero Rutland Rack would probably win out over time, but it would be just a small savings of probably around, $500 to $700. Pat, last year, we rejected the bids and allowed Tim to go back and whenever he needed the diesel fuel to compare pricing, and it worked out fine. And I guess my recommendation would be just to do the same thing, reject the diesel bids, and, with the understanding Tim goes out when he needs it to find the best price out there at that time.
I mean, is there ever any reason he can't find that? Like,
What's that?
I mean, is there any difficulty finding it when it's time?
No, because
Okay.
they'll deliver.
Okay.
Well, if
And
you can't find diesel, we have bigger problems.
He only gets, like this year, he did 3 deliveries, normally he does 2.
Okay.
So it's only like once every 5 months or so that he goes out and gets the tank filled.
So, do we need a motion to
Yeah,
reject the bid, or do we
the
just
motion would
do-
be that the board, officially rejects all bids.
And authorizes Tim.
Or the facility, I don't know, I use
the
Tim's name.
facility manager to go out and find the
Right. Yeah, the best
best price when needed.
Yeah.
Okay, somebody like to make that motion?
Sure, I'll make the motion that the board reject the bid and authorize the facilities manager to make purchases as required.
Okay, and a second?
Should keep it consistent.
Matt?
Oh, he beat you.
Well, he's paying attention. Okay, any other discussion?
I just want to clarify, so what it looks like from the numbers on the piece of paper is that we've got $3.66 budgeted for diesel. That's what the math,
Correct.
I think that's what the
Yeah.
math shows,
Yeah,
which is a little more than what we're expecting at the moment, at least.
Well, actually, right now, it went down, because last week we got a delivery, and it was $4. Today, it's in the $3.50.
Okay, so now at least it's below budget.
Right.
Okay.
Wow.
The only problem is you can't lock in that price, so it doesn't, really matter.
Yeah.
I mean, you can, like they said, depending upon the time of year, one way may be better than the other, what these people.
Well, it sounds like we're saving a lot of money, the other two fuel lines that, could conceivably help cushion if
Right.
if diesel goes way up.
Right.
Not that would ever happen. Sorry.
Okay. Any other questions or comments? Okay, all in favor? Any opposed? Seeing none? Unanimous? You're all set. I think you're coming back later, though.
Thanks, Dan.
Oh, wow. Moving right along.
Yes, we are.
Okay, I don't think anybody's going to complain about that. Personnel, committee reports, personnel. Kim, would you like to report?
Sure, I can do personnel. We actually met tonight at 6 o'clock before this board meeting. We have a slate of contracts to approve. I'm gonna make that motion to approve these contracts. We don't need a second. I'm gonna read the names and the positions, and then we can open for discussion if we need it. So we have Wren Valley, long-term substitute position, Rebecca Kearney, long-term sub position, Teresa Farrington, property and maintenance technician, Lexi Hahn, support staff, Roger Speed, okay, nursing K through 12, Lily Hudson, first grade teacher, Matthew Briere, educational support staff, Rachel White, educational support staff, and Jennifer Hart, long-term substitute position. Any discussion needed?
Anybody have any questions or discussion? Okay.
Was that the property person? Is that the grounds person hired?
Yes.
They are starting July 1st. Cheryl's going to share with us a job description too.
Okay. Any other questions or comments? Okay, all in favor? 1, 2, 3, da-da-da. Any opposed? Okay.
Our
Motion
next,
passes. Go.
thank you, sorry.
That's
Our
right.
next meeting is Wednesday, July 15th at 6 p.m. before that board meeting. And that's it for that.
Okay, and policy, is that you too?
Policy, I'll do for Rich tonight.
Yeah.
We met, I don't know when we met.
It's last week.
Last week, 6/9, okay.
Close
It was
enough.
a good time, though.
Memorable. We have a few, to these, can I do as a slate? If we have like 4,
I think so.
if I read them out? I asked the lawyer, he said yes. As long as I read them out?
As long as you read them all out.
Okay, so, I'll make the motion for us to take action. What do I say
Well,
there?
they're,
They're not all the same, though, what we're doing. One is first read and some are repeal.
yeah, so
I
do
would
it.
do all the rescinds as one motion. Okay. And then do the first read as another. All right, I'm going to make a motion to rescind a few, and I will read them out. We're repealing F29,
Which is?
which is student freedom of expression. I realized I
Yeah.
didn't write down the names.
Oh, okay.
Because it's redundant, we have another one just like it. Repealing C12, again, redundant. I'm sorry, I don't have the names of
I
these.
could look them up if you.
That's student freedom of expression in school-sponsored media.
Thank you, Gray. And we're going to repeal
Rescind.
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 Okay, sorry, I'm using the wrong language. Rescind D19 payroll during COVID-19 school closure because it's no longer needed. Any discussion on those? Sorry, that was messy.
I just want to make the comment, it sounds kind of ominous that when we say we're rescinding student freedom of expression, but we're not actually, it's just because it's redundant to another VSBA required policy that says essentially the same thing. But we have to adopt the VSBA policy because it's required, so there's no point in having two that say the same thing.
Yes, thank you.
Any other questions or, okay. All in favor? Okay, any opposed? All right.
And then we have one for first read. We have, it was previously F8. We have renamed it to C11, Student Freedom of Expression. I'm making that motion to accept it for first read. This one is the language in the VSBA required policy. This is the one Gray was just referring to.
Okay. Any questions or, okay. All in favor? Okay. Any opposed? Okay.
Thank you.
Motion passes.
Our next meeting is Tuesday, July 14th at 6 p.m. That's it for policy. Thank you, Jody. You got it.
Well, you were the sub extraordinaire tonight. Yeah. Josh, building and grounds?
For buildings and grounds, we had a meeting on the 1st, and we talked about Shed in Wallingford and whether or not we have a bid for one that's smaller than maybe that can fit all the stuff in it, but we went back to ask if they could see if they wanted a bigger one or not. The fields are all still looking good. I'm not sure if it's gotten rolled yet. That was the last big thing that the contractor was gonna have to do.
It needs to be rolled.
Yeah, because if you look at it, there's one, when they hydro sprayed it, there's a good track in the middle of it, but it'll roll out. The floor is starting to be demolished and a new one's gonna be put in, so that's great. That was a project that we approved last year to get this year. One of the great reasons that the building fund exists, because it's outside of a budget season. The perpetual talk about, can we find more contractors for small jobs? I sent a bunch for Tinmouth, and we got some other stuff for tree removal, which is great. Bus drivers came up in that everyone just continually, if you see someone with a CDL who needs a job, just make them come work for us. That would be great. The thing that we need to do as a board, at the end of the year, there's budget money that groups would like to spend, and we need to approve it. And so everybody should have gotten the email with the tractor. Did we see that? And that's going to be for Mill River, in the idea of it's going to be like helpful to have a material. It's not a big tractor, but to move materials around and just help upkeep the fields and the grounds a little bit better. And so, Tim, for this one, I'd like to make a motion to except I don't know because it's just accept the use of the money, or is it a transfer? I'm not sure what the wording would be for or just approving the expenditure.
Right.
There was two items. The first one was for the board to approve transferring the money to pay for the tractor, and then there's the actual bid itself.
Okay.
Yeah. So we need to do two motions. Is that what we want to do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you tell me what the two the transfer? Do we need to specify the accounts?
If we're going to do the transfers for B and G, there would be the small tractor, and then there's the lawnmower and the 2 floor machines.
And we can just do that as just one.
That's coming from one area of B and G that Tim used to hopefully buy those things. So that, the lawnmower, the 2 floor machines, and the small tractor, it totals $50,700. And Tim was going to use the money that wasn't used for the B&G assistant and the transportation coordinator salary and benefits to cover those items. And we're going to ask the board to approve that transfer to purchase those items.
Okay. Would someone like to make that motion? Okay, Dan. What's the motion?
Remember in the email that has the tractor stuff. Sorry, are we in discussion? I'm sorry, we got a second.
Well,
right?
we're trying to get the motion worded. So the motion is, do you want to make the motion, Josh, since you're?
I was just gonna say, I would like to make the motion with the transfers as Stan said, and then, you can
And
you
then
can put in the
Rebecca
final action.
hopefully heard that.
Yeah.
So the motion is to transfer, use funding that is transferred from,
B&G.
From the transfer from
From
salary and benefits.
salary and
B&G
benefits
and transportation.
to B&G and transportation, or salary and transportation to building and grounds.
This would all be under this would all get transferred into the high school buildings and grounds.
Buildings and grounds to purchase a tractor, 2 floor machines, and a lawnmower. Okay, that's the motion.
I'll second.
Okay.
And
Wait a
then
second.
I have a question about the other stuff that's on that list, like Chance's stuff and the smaller budget items at the school. Do we approve those as well separately?
Yeah, we're gonna do those separate. Yeah, we'll do those separate. Let's finish this and do the bid on the tractor, and then we'll move into those other transfers. So,
Just for everyone, if you need to thumbs up, there's a list of all of this stuff in that tractor email. It's one of the documents if you need to look at it.
right, and we also, I think we reviewed it at the last meeting as well.
We do it at the finance meeting.
Oh, at the finance meeting, that's where we
And
reviewed it.
I'm just curious for clarifying, I was just confused when I said the 38,500 savings due to the closing of Rutland County Parent-Child Center. What does that mean? Because it's not closed. Wait, or? So there was a specific program, there was an alternative education program that served teenagers. Okay. And we held money back because it was one of the alternative programs that we used.
And then we didn't use it this year.
Well, they don't, they don't have that specific piece.
Got it. Okay.
Anymore. But we also have built our own program.
Okay.
And so last year you guys approved an.
Okay, can I interrupt? I'm sorry. Because that's the next item, okay?
Okay.
We're gonna just finish up on this first
Sorry, I
transfer.
thought we were on the first.
Yeah, I know, well, it's kind of all mushed
Okay.
together, but, so let's finish this
Okay.
one, and then we'll go in, because those are all the transfers that are gonna be funded by the fund that you guys are talking about.
Okay.
Okay? That okay? Everybody?
Yeah.
Okay. All in favor? Any opposed? Okay, so we're good on that. Do you want to cover the bid for the tractor, I believe?
Sure. Tim got three bids in regards to the tractor. Originally, he was looking at used tractors because he thought it was going to be too expensive, but it turned out the new ones were fairly priced to what he was looking to spend. So he did get 3 bids. Pro Cycle ended up coming in the lowest at $21,000. So that's the one he recommends to accept the lowest bid.
Were they all the same tractors, or?
Different
Yeah,
brands,
fairly
similar.
similar. I did send
Yeah, I don't know.
the
nothing.
materials in the email so you can see the
Yeah,
pictures
I don't know
of
nothing
each.
for tractors, but.
Different
anyway.
brands, similar sizes,
Okay, great.
within $3,000 or $4,000 of each other.
Okay, so motion to accept the bid from ProCycle for the tractor. Ned, second.
Second?
David, oh, sorry.
No, let David do it.
David, okay. Just so it looks like we have more people here. Any further questions other than mine that I Didn't. Okay, all in favor? Any opposed? Okay, so that's, okay, we're done there. And now we're gonna move to the other, what do you call it? The other transfers.
Oh, you want to do those?
Are they, I mean, what did we do last time? I thought we did it at the board meeting. Because, or did we just do?
We didn't have a board meeting on the first Wednesday. We haven't had a board meeting since this finance.
Okay, that's why. All right, but we, in finance, we said, go ahead, because they needed to make the purchases before the end of the year, but we now actually have to approve it. Okay, that's where we're at. Okay, go ahead. Why don't you go through them for us?
Does anybody want a hard copy here?
I think we have it.
Oh, good, okay. The first section was, again, the $38,500 that was earmarked for the Rutland County Parent-Child Center. That was not spent this year, so the high school administration came up with a list of items to use that money for. Some I've put in parentheses already purchased. That was for transparency purposes. I missed that in regards to when these recs came in. I approved them, but I did not ask the question of whether they were presented to the board to approve the transfer. So now I'm asking, making the board aware that these items were purchased, but, you guys did not approve the transfer at that time. Basically, what we're asking for is a motion to use $32,797.21 of that $38,500 for these items listed under the high school child center professional services line.
Okay, can you just read them real quick, just so
Sure.
they're in?
And the big one was the lawnmower was purchased for $13,300. There's a lobby furniture in the high school purchased for $2,329.62. Risers, I guess for the music department, was $8,868.11. Cafe seating, I guess high top tables, were purchased for $1,110.79. Snowboard, I guess an alternative training program, was purchased for $2,410.57. I guess that was to combat the problem of them doing skateboarding in the hallways. This program solves that issue. I guess they'll be using that for training, from my understanding.
It ruins the floors.
Is it like a skate park? Is that it?
I think it's like a Wii kind of thing. It's like a.
Right.
Well, it's balance that they're working on.
Yeah.
Then there's some small items like lights for the trophy case for $100. Some maintenance work for the locker rooms, paint, $1,000, locker room vinyl decals, $1,938.76, and locker room benches of $1,300. And lastly, a Mill River mat for the main office, which was already purchased for $439.36.
Thank you. All right. Motion to approve those transfers. And
I'll second.
Grace seconded. Any questions or, okay. All in favor? Okay. Unanimous. Thank you.
Actually, I do have a question.
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, I should have, but we're getting a new lawnmower. Did a lawnmower break, or are we just gonna have more?
Just going to add more.
Okay.
You want to sell the old one?
Talk to Tim.
Got a big field out there now.
It's partially to, help with the ground maintenance that we're trying to get the person to do.
Okay, so it's additional.
Versus having it be the outdoors.
Understood.
So those lawnmowers are in a response to that.
And for the floor machines, those, I guess, have been here since the beginning of time.
Yeah.
And we replaced one last year or the year before. Yep. So now there'll be three-ish new ones. So, do we now need to do the football one? as well.
Yeah. I brought to you the football transfer. Technically, I didn't have to bring this to you because it's within the athletic department that Chance is using the money for, but since it is kind of a big purchase, I just thought that you should be aware of that, he was using funds to purchase some football equipment. One thing that he felt was a big need was upgrading the football helmets, which are, as you can see, pretty costly. $6,719.88 for 12 of them.
Oh.
But they are, an upgrade in safety to the ones that they currently have. The other one was 30 girdles and 40 practice jerseys. I guess they've been around since the beginning of time. They were getting pretty ratty,
With the floor
stinky.
machines.
Ratty and stinky, so he thought this was a good time to upgrade it. The practice jerseys will have, the Mill River colors and Mill River football on them, so they're, I guess, a lot more of an upgrade than what they currently have. And of course, a freight charge of $125. So the total amount of the purchase is $9,234.88, and he was going to use the money that was over budgeted in the coaching salary line to use this.
So he has the money already?
Yes. So like I said, technically, we didn't have to bring it, but I thought for something that size to bring it to the board to let them know. And you may say, and I know there was a question at the finance meeting in regards to why football, but he did mention that this would free up money for next year that he has plans to buy for other programs. For example, the track program does not currently have a tent for their meets, and they're probably the only school, he says, that goes to these meets without a tent. He plans on purchasing that, and there's, in regards to maybe some soccer jerseys for the girls and boys.
Okay, so just to clarify on that point, the football helmets are in the budget for his budget for next year.
Right.
Which he will not have to do because he's buying them now.
That's what I would assume.
Okay, so, and then, well, that actually, I'm happy to hear that because, just in terms of looking for, spreading the money around to all the different sports, subject to their requirements, that's nice to hear.
Do you need a motion on that, or?
Well, I guess since
Or
it's
is it-
presented, I guess I wasted your time with it, so yes.
All right, yeah, okay. Would someone like to make a motion to approve that transfer for Chance?
Sure.
Okay, Ned, second. Anybody? Stephen? Okay. Any other questions or further comments? Okay, all in favor? All right, any opposed? Okay, unanimous. Whew, thank you,
Thank you.
Stan. Busy night for you.
Lots of shopping.
All right. Okay, so the Superintendent Evaluation Ad Hoc Committee met last night. We reviewed a draft evaluation report, which we will present to the full board at our next meeting, not in executive session. And so, as I was saying in personnel, and I'll say it now, although when we do next agenda, it will come up again. Our next meeting, we're going to try and focus on the supervision evaluation for Cheryl, reporting out to her. And then following that, Cheryl will present her goals based on that supervision evaluation, which we've already had conversations about. This is just going to be the summary report. She'll present her goals, her personal goals, to the full board, and then she will also be presenting the one-year district continuous improvement plan based on the meetings she's been having. Then we'll follow up with our goal review. So that will basically be the gist of the meeting, the next meeting that we have. So I'm trying to tie it all together, so we'll just kind of be focused on what are we all doing and, you know, why are we doing it, basically. So, stay tuned, and we'll have more on that. Negotiations, I think that's Josh. Oh,
I don't have any updates for it.
I can just add, in speaking with the union, that we're looking at mid-September to start meeting.
okay, good. All right, superintendent's report. Cheryl,
Okay.
you're up.
I'm up. So I'm just going to show you, talk about a few things that I have on this. There was a death of a longtime educator here. I did get a request from staff members. They wanted to name guidance department after Don Markey. I told them that we needed to have a protocol. So I asked them to send me a letter, and then once they do, I will share that with you guys, and we'll move from there. They haven't given it to me yet, but I wanted to keep it there. The big thing that's happening is the legislation updates. The two things. So one of them we can, and I've got copies here for you that the director of the VSA, the Vermont Superintendents Association, she kind of boils it down for us and has been keeping us updated. But the part that we need to, you can read that at your leisure. It'll put you right nice to sleep. But the part that we really need to focus on for you guys is that by September, by September, we need to nominate somebody from the board to serve as the representative of Mill River. So we are being asked to engage in voluntary consolidation talks. If you look at it, you can see what group we're in. There is no expectation, well, the law says there's no expectation other than you negotiate in good faith, right? And then so by the end of, it will be a year-long commitment to serve on this committee. You will then come up with a report as to whether or not you see consolidation as viable and why or why not. Okay, and then by March 2028, if there are any consolidations, this is statewide, but I'll talk about Mill River, then we would have to bring that before the voters, and the voters would have to decide to agree to that. We're still learning more information about the foundation formula, which is what I think is going to have the biggest impact on whether it's, in my opinion, viable or not. Questions on that?
I have a quick question.
Yep.
Would that person, if we choose to send somebody to that committee, would they be reporting what would be going on back to the school board?
Yes.
Okay.
And they
Because I would
also-
love to be personally a part of that as a student representative and effects on students.
Okay.
As much as
I
I
believe
could.
you can attend as a member of the public, but what they're
Oh, I meant, like,
asking
here.
for is, this would be
Voting member.
a commitment to be on this board of directors.
No, yeah.
And make those hard decisions. There will also, I'm sure, be minutes.
I think
and
what
open-
she's asking is, could she get that information as a student rep too? Is that what you're asking?
I just meant, I would encourage them to talk to the board at board meetings so I
Yeah.
could hear.
Oh, okay.
And I think that would be it's not stated, but I would think that it would be, the person who's on the committee needs to report back to the board as to what's happening. Because they would be public meetings.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
so we have time to think about that, and I know that that's a big commitment we're asking.
Chosen by?
We need to choose somebody by September 15th.
I thought we would address it at our first meeting in August,
Okay.
Okay.
so.
And then the second one is for CESAs, which is required by law. And CESAs stand for Cooperative Educational Service Areas. We were put in a group with other nearby districts, or SUs, and they're asking us to meet together to see how we can work together to save money, to do better at services, things like special education. How can we support each other? I think of it as professional learning. We can do things like that. That is starting, it's at 30 days after it's signed by the governor. We need to have met. So what I am asking, this one here can be either, it can be a superintendent or a board member. I am asking, I'm following along with the other superintendents are doing, I'm asking that you nominate me to be on that, because I feel like we need to move quickly and we need to have an understanding of what we can do or cannot do. So I do know that the other superintendents are also asking their boards. So I would ask tonight, if you're comfortable with that, to nominate me to serve on the CESA Board of Directors.
Okay.
Do we need a motion for that?
Yes, please.
There's language, I believe, somewhere that we need to use. Is it on that form?
I don't know.
I saw it somewhere.
I can make the motion with the language.
You got the language in front of you? Yeah.
Thank you, David.
Yeah, I nominate Cheryl Gonzalez, Superintendent of Mill River Union Unified School District, represent Mill River Unified Union School District to join the CESA.
Thank you. Is there a second?
I second.
Okay. Sarah, any questions or comments or advice for Cheryl?
I mean, do you have the bandwidth for that also?
I think it's
I just think
important.
it's a lot.
No, it is a lot. I'm laughing because
I mean,
I'm
yes, I
saying,
want you to do it.
I'm asking for something that I really, am going to have to fit in over the summer. But I think it's important because I want to make sure that we're represented and that we walk away, like all the others do as well, that we walk away with something that's going to serve our students. We are also hosting the first meeting.
Yeah, I would think it's important for it to be you, because you have the kind of the global view of what's going on. I like, think about myself, I can't even imagine trying to work out how we could.
What services
Yeah,
we
what
can
services, you need more knowledge.
Can we share their bus drivers?
Anything's up, right? That's
There
the
you
thing.
go.
We're looking at how
Sure, hell,
can
can we have them?
We don't have them. We're going to be taking and not sharing. We are looking for any ways that we can work collaboratively to save money and provide better services for our students. So really, anything is on the table. And it would be, if we choose to go in the Southwest CESA, because that's our corner, we would then, I'm sure, we would determine there's a fee we pay into it, all these things that we would have to figure out. So, but we are required to meet within 30 days. So.
I don't know if this is the right group for the discussion, but I would love to see if we could move to some coordination where we could have at least a pilot of one program that, like an upper level high school course that was able to be taken kind of hybrid style by, multiple high schools in the district, by students at multiple high schools.
I agree with that, and I think that's an excellent example of where we can. There would be a lot of coordination, right? Figuring out schedules and how do we do this. Union contracts, right? We can't violate those, but how can we work so that we don't have to offer every single class, but that our students have the opportunity to take those classes, right? So we could focus on, say, do AP this, and Rutland City do a different AP, but the end result is our kids have more options. And when we come to times like, we're in a good place right now, but with our SLPs, and we were contracting out with other corporations and it was virtual, this would be an example of where we can share those services somehow. So yeah, if you have ideas on that, please bring it up. This is also, these are public meetings. We will have minutes. I can report out to you guys as to our progress. We did decide, Mill River, we're going to host the first meeting, so.
Great.
We have no time to waste on this one.
Is the date of has the date of the first meeting been set?
Yes, August
No, not yet.
6th or 5th. I have to look at my
Oh,
calendar.
okay. You'll get back to us
I'll
on
get
that.
back to you on that. The date has been set, and, because we just really need to move quickly on this by law. You know, they're telling us we need to do this.
Okay, wait, we gotta.
Has the bill been signed
All right.
yet?
What?
Has the bill been signed yet?
As of last Friday, no, but I didn't pay attention this week. But it's 30 days as soon as it's signed that we need to. So we decided, because we, as superintendents, meet on a regular basis, we decided, okay, let's talk about logistics, and we decided, okay, let's see, we do feel that the superintendents would be best poised to do this, and that we decided we're not waiting, we're just going to get
ahead of it.
We're going to get ahead of it, we're going to set up a meeting time, and we're going to go.
Perfect. Okay, I got to call the vote. All right, all in favor? Okay, any opposed? Unanimous. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Lucky you.
Well, we think of you while we're at the beach.
Yeah, there you go.
Thank you, Matt. You just got applause.
Thanks,
That's
Matt.
cool.
As Carol mentioned, I finished my, I can't decide if I want to call them DCIP meetings or just DIP meetings, District Improvement Plans. So since I spoke to you guys early, I want to say September, October, we've had the surveys, we've got responses. We have a team that has reviewed all of our survey responses. I have developed a list of draft district priorities and then district goals. Tomorrow, our district leadership team is meeting. I want to share it with them for revision and adaptation. I've taken even what they've put in their SIPs and added it in. So I feel like we're in a good place to move, and that at apparently January 15th, I am going to share with you guys our priorities and our
July.
goals.
July.
What did I say?
January.
I was like, wow, that's really far away from
I'm
now.
like, okay.
No, July, so we're ready to go. It's in draft form, but the bones of it are the bones of it, right?
Yep.
And it's in alignment, like, I'm actually excited about it because I think what we need is that direction, that this is the way we're all going, right? And then to align it with district goals, I'm feeling really good about this. The last thing, I wanted to give you guys an update on the administration at MRU. So we have, we posted for an assistant principal. We narrowed it down to one candidate. That candidate did not work out. We then went back and interviewed several more people, narrowed it down to one. That did not work out. And knowing the culture and the climate and in MRU building, and the fact that teachers have had so much change in leadership, we decided, Jody, myself, and Eric, that we were going to change course. We were going to, we put in an application or a job posting for an interim dean of students. It's a one-year position, so everybody knows going in, it's 1 year, and that it is a position, we think we might have a better chance to get it filled at this point because you don't need administrator certification, so a teacher can choose to do it. And then we will have that person, they will have, smaller responsibilities than an assistant principal would have. We will then reopen for the assistant principal next January or February, so that we have a larger pool, because we believe it's really important to have the right person, not just to fill the spot, right? And so I wanted to let you know on that. That's our plan at this point. One other thing that I didn't put in this, but I want to share because it's come up a few times, transportation. We had, it's not in here, but we had one of our bus drivers resigned. She resigned because her full-time position changed their hours and no longer allowed her to be remote, so she cannot drive the bus. So we are scrambling every which way to try to fill bus positions. I just want to let you know that. I'm not in full panic mode yet, but I might get there. We have had, I'll give you 1 second, Matt. We did have someone apply, but then when we call them back, they don't respond. And we think it's potentially that, I'm just going to say it, when people collect unemployment, they have to show that they've applied. Because this person had zero background in anything that you would have thought. And so sometimes we're chasing our tails, we get really excited, we're like, oh, we've got an applicant. And then they don't answer a call and they don't respond to us. So, but we're doing everything we can. Go ahead, Matt.
I just had a quick question with the, you said there were 2 potential vice principal or whatever, assistant principal?
Yeah.
What didn't work out with them? Was it salary or otherwise?
One was salary. This person indicated they made more as a teacher than what we are starting pay. And the other one wanted her summers off. So that doesn't work for us. So, but that's okay, right? Because I would rather that we do not hire someone that's not going to be a good fit and then wait, right? So.
Right, yeah, I agree. Thank you for that.
Anybody else have any questions about the report? Okay. Moving on. All right, other legal business. So the summer meeting schedule, we are not going to have the first meeting in July. We will meet on July 15th. That will be our next regularly scheduled board meeting. Then we will have our retreat on July 25th. And then we'll get back into a regular meeting schedule, I believe, in August. Now, people, should we have 2 meetings in August? Do we need 2 meetings in August? That's my question.
Why don't we have
Let's
one
have a retreat,
earlier on in the month, and then if we feel like there's something
There was
pressing.
something about yeah, so, all right, we'll be sure to have it August 5th, and then we can decide at that
Decide if we
meeting
need it.
whether to meet on August 19th.
Okay.
I know last year it bumped up against school opening, and that was really hard, but this year I don't think it
No,
is.
does. I just checked, it does.
It does.
But that is what it is. That's not a reason not to.
All right,
have
well, we'll
your
see
meeting.
what's
I'll just
cooking
wait.
and if we need to meet. But we'll plan on July 15th, July 25th, and August 5th for our summer schedule.
Okay.
Ned?
Are there still,
Oh, hold on 1 second. Ned has a question, then Stephen.
are there still a lot of open teacher positions we might be scrambling to approve before the school year starts?
No, we're actually in a pretty good spot with that at this moment. We do have a long-term sub position that we need to hire for. And I believe as of today, we are looking for we are looking for a special education teacher. Yes, that's going to be a problem. And, but we have to think positive, right? And as of today, there's also now an opening for special education paraprofessional.
So 3.
Go Wallingford kindergarten?
So Wallingford is covered now, which means we need another one. So people move sometimes, right? And then, is that all that you could think of that we have? So I think we're in a relatively good place, but it is, finding a special education teacher is difficult. It is, and we will do our best to make that happen.
Okay.
Stephen?
Oh, I'm sorry, Stephen, go. Thank you.
Finance pay orders.
I was going to jump in and do a finance committee report if I
Yeah,
can.
I know, sorry about that. I just realized it. Go for it.
No one gets it.
Oh, my
I
gosh.
think we've got to at least do payroll
Yeah,
orders.
no, absolutely.
So I'll start with that, to be accepted by the board here, payroll warrants. May 22nd, in the amount of $663,236.18. June 1st, in the amount of $8,181.35. June 5th, in the amount of $675,000, $675,912.57 for a total of $1,347,330.10. I'll make a motion to accept these payroll warrants.
Second, anybody? Ned, second?
Any discussion? All in favor? Right, thank you. And our accounts payable warrants. We've got general fund in the amount of $293,422.91. General fund in the amount of $16,225.58. Food service in the amount of $4,932.80. And after school program in the amount of $3,239.15 for a total of $317,820.44. I'll make a motion to accept these accounts payable warrants.
Is there a second? Matt?
Any discussion?
Okay,
All in favor?
Okay, any opposed? All right, sorry about that, Stephen, didn't mean to
Oh,
skip over.
we got student activities at the bottom there too. I didn't lump
see.
that in this time, so just a couple more here. Let's see, Clarendon in the amount of $173.82. Shrewsbury Mountain School in the amount of $151.15. And Wallingford in the amount of $383.40 for a total student activities of $708.37. I'll make a motion to accept these.
Second. Anybody?
Accounts
Second.
payable.
Gray? Okay. Any-
Is that a second?
Yeah, great, second it. Second.
Any discussion? All right, all in favor?
Any opposed?
All right,
No?
thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you, Stephen.
Great. We had our last finance meeting on June 1st. Mostly what we discussed were the end-of-year purchases, but I think we've gone through all of that already this evening. The other thing that came up was Stan provided us adjusted tax rates. Since Governor Scott put $100 million into the education fund, the predictions that we had put out for tax rate increases previously all were revised downwards for all of our towns. So that was
Do you have that in front
nice.
of you, Stephen? Do you have
What's
those
that? Do I have-
those numbers in front of you? Maybe you could read them. I should have
I
probably.
did have them in front of me. Let's see. Yes, I do. The increases to the tax rate by town look like Clarendon 2.31%, Shrewsbury 1.78%, Tinmouth declining 3.95%, and Wallingford with a 4.51% increase. So Wallingford with the highest with about a 4.5. And yeah, so much improved from when folks voted on these on town meeting day.
Yeah, thank you.
Our next meeting will be August 31st at 6 p.m. And we'll be starting to talk about fiscal year 28 strategies, any state updates that might be relevant at that time. And perhaps I would think some, if we have if we start to develop some board priority kind of goals that might require, to be included in the new things that might be included in the fiscal year 28 budget. So that's all I've got. Thank you.
No, thank you. Again, sorry, I jumped right over that. Okay, so agenda building, I kind of covered that, so I think we're good on that. I won't. All right, executive session to discuss a personnel request as permissible under VSA statute 313A4. Would someone like to make a motion, not to go into executive, to have an executive
I
session?
make a motion to have an executive session because it's about personnel request.
Personnel, okay. And a second?
Sure.
Great, okay. Any,
Invite me.
and,
Did you
we
already vote?
we
I'm
haven't
sorry.
done that. Yeah, no, we got to vote, and then when we go, we'll invite you. All right, we're doing it. It takes a team. Okay, all in favor? Okay, any opposed? All right. Now, I need a motion to go into executive session and invite Cheryl.
I make a motion to go into executive session and invite Cheryl.
Okay? Is there a second? Do we need Joe?
No, this will be a quick thing.
Okay, Ned? Okay. All in favor? Okay. Any opposed? All right, we're going into executive session at 8:43. Coming out. All right, we're out of executive session at 9:11. I'll get that to Rebecca, or you can get that to Rebecca. We're taking no action. Correct?
Correct.
Correct.
Correct, okay.
Yeah.
All right, motion to adjourn. Ned?
Second.
Second.